Just tough to see, isn't it? Oh well. Add some water. 8,000 still should be pretty good. I'm going to get into it a little bit here. Shouldn't take very long. Especially after I took so much off with the 3,000.
It's taken a pretty good polish, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the repetition.
Okay, that was the last one. A little dirty, but pretty shiny. Alright. Alright, our next one is 16 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and set this on the next facet.
I should have probably said the first index
That
point
way
on the 16-degree cut. That way I do
don't
not accidentally
start into
set it on 16
to be on the wrong one.
and start faceting on the wrong index.
Okay, just like before. On. Now we're going to have to go up in the air. Turn it sideways, hit calibrate. Now we got to go up in the air. 16 degrees is almost straight up and down. Okay, I still can't quite get there. So I'm going to go higher in the air.
This is an example of adjusting your stone and then checking it, and then adjusting your stone and checking it. I like to believe that it doesn't take me this long to do this, but I'm sure it will take anybody who's new at it a little bit of time before they get used to it. I do most of this stuff without really thinking about it, so it was a little difficult for me to kind of slow down and try to explain it. Of course, you can see that throughout the whole video. I'm not very good at this stuff.
$16 degrees. Now, my stone is below the surface of the glass. So, we will use dot guide lock. Put that on there. We're going to pull it back towards me, so we need to push it on a little farther than normal. Okay. We're on 2. That's my next facet. We need to move this out of the way. And give it some room to move.
When I say this, I
now
mean
I'm
the
go
index.
ahead and push it back. Okay, that wasn't far enough. So let's move it out of the way again, a little farther. Now I'm going to creep up on this. I'm going to pull her up a little bit more. I'm going to get a little more aggressive than 3,000. I'm not doing that again. or more aggressive than 8,000. I'm going to go back to 1,200. I guess I could take a shim off. There we go. That clear one's actually a 7,000. Now I'm going to go ahead and realign this back to the 2 where it was. Back on 2. Back in place. Go ahead and take this off. We can put this on, give it a little bit of tension. Tension's what you like. Okay, let's add some water. This one says cut to the main break meet point. Once again, go ahead and start it out. In this case, you should be following a ridge and just follow it down to where it goes. And that's pretty easy to see. I can see it's going to go to a meet point down there where those where there's a couple of facets. I'm going to go ahead and go up 5 because it's a long ways away. So now I'm setting at 12. Alright, let's replace both them shims. I gotta go a little ways, so I might as well go for it. So I just replaced 12 with 15. You can't overcut meat, I mean you can, but you don't want to overcut meat points. Hard to fix. Alright guys, that's too slow. Here's where I'm going to go ahead, set my 1200 aside, get into a 600. I could have done it with 12, I just don't want to take that long.
I could have picked anything here. I could even went all the way back to the 250. It all depends on what you want to do.
Okay. Now let's figure out what we need to do here. Got a 15. I'm going to go ahead with a thick. I'm really overshooting this quite a bit because that's like 24. Now I'm going to keep an eye on this, and if it looks like I'm going to overshoot, I'm going to regroup before I get the wrong angle on.
Even though the length of this video may be a little bit painful, I think it's nice that it turned out that you get to see all the fine adjustments and just sort of the thought process that goes into faceting one of these things. I think my number one question is how long does it take? Well, of course, that depends on